सी को अगर हम बोलेंगे नॉर्मल शब्दों में तो सी क्या है? सी इज नथिंग बट इट इज अ प्रोसीजर ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. Procedure oriented programming language. Okay, there are type of programming language. Procedure oriented means what? That in this we will follow a particular procedure, a step by step execution goes on. Okay, and this language is developed by whom? It is developed by Mr. Dennis Ritchie in the year 1972 at AT&T's Bell Laboratory, which is in USA. Okay, C, why C is developed? Basically C is developed for Unix operating system, and still it is called the mother of all the programming languages. Okay, it is called basically mother of programming languages or mother programming language and all that. Why it is called like that? Because all the other language, if you go towards Java or C Sharp or PHP, any of the language, okay, they follow the basic syntax of C. Okay, I am not saying that a perfect copy and paste, no, but they follow the structure of C and mostly the syntax of C. Fine. So if you learn C in a good manner, then it will be very easy for you to learn other programming languages. Fine. That's why C is called mother of all the programming language. And this is the reason why C is still popular today. Fine. Okay. C is what? It is also called a middle level language. It is also called middle level language. Middle level language means what? It has properties of both high level language and low level language. Okay, high level language means what? That languages that are independent of the machine on which they are running. Okay, and low level languages means which are machine dependent. So C is basically both high level and low level language. Why? Because it is machine independent but it is fast also. Okay, so you can create code anywhere and you can execute it anywhere. Fine. So this is basically what is C. Now the second question is what is variable? Okay, what is variable? If you know, then we declare the variables like this. Means this statement will create a variable with a name A and of data type what? In int. So here int is nothing but it is the data type of the variable, where A is nothing but the name of variable. Okay, and this particular thing is called what? Nothing but the declaration of variable. Fine, this is called declaration of variable. Fine. Now whenever you are giving the value to the variable at first time, it is called as initialization. Suppose I give the value A is equal to 10 at first time. So it is called initialization. Okay, this is called what? This is called initialization of the variable. Again, after some steps, I set A is equal to 20. Okay, there are some statements in between them, or maybe no statement, but after some steps, I change its value to from 10 to 20. At that time, what happened? That in this one, in expression 1, the value of A is what? The value of A is 10. Whereas in expression number 2, value of A is what? Value of A is 20. Fine. Means what is variable? Variable is nothing but it is like a container. Suppose this is a container and we give it a name A. It contains some value and that value can change time by time. Or I can say that its value can vary time by time. That's why its name is called nothing but the variable. Got it? Fine. So go to the next question. Yeah, here it is. Now the next question is what is modulus operator? We all are familiar with the basic mathematical operation, that is plus, minus, this one is divide and multiply. You know, these are the four basic operations. You know, if we perform any division operation, if I write 10 by 2, it will give me the result 5. Fine. But if I want that when I divide this 10 by 2, then what will be the remainder? Fine. So if I put like 10 mod 2, so when I divide 10 by 2, at that time the remainder will be what? Nothing, but it will be 0. Fine. So the result of 10 mod 2 is 0. Similarly, if I divide 11 by 2, again at that time what will be the remainder? The remainder will be 1. Fine. Similarly, if I do the operation 9 mod 3, at that time 9 is completely divisible by 3, so the remainder is 0. If I write 14 mod 3, so at the end it will go, we will minus 12, so at that time the remainder will be what? 2. So this is what? This is nothing but mod operator gives you what? The remainder of your problem. Okay, fine. So this is what it is, the mod operator, which is basically used when you are supposed to find even, odd, okay, or in the program of prime number and all. At that time we are supposed to use this mod operator, because in the case of even, odd, I want that a particular number is completely divisible by 2 or not. Fine. In the case of prime number, what I want, that the particular number is divisible by either 1 or by the number itself. Got it? So this is basically the use of modulus operator. Fine. Now the next question is, what are header files? You know, the very first line in our programming or in our program is like hash include conio.h and hash include stdio.h. Fine. There will be suppose math.h, string.h and many more. So in all these five, what is this hash include? This is nothing but the preprocessor. Fine. Which is used to import these files inside your program. So what are these files? Conio.h and stdio.h. The full form for conio.h is console input output header file. Fine. Where for stdio is standard input output header file. Fine. And the extension for the header files is .h. So what is the need of header file? You know, while you are creating a C program, you are supposed to use some functions like a printf, scanf. Okay, there are some keywords like int, main, all these things. So these are all the words that have some special meanings, or there are some functions, right? These are the functions. And there are some other keywords which have some special meaning. So all of this code is written where? That is of printf, scanf, man and all this. This code is written inside these header files. So if you want to use any built-in function, what you are supposed to do? First of all, you need to import that header file that contain that particular function. Okay. If I use printf and I did not use these files, okay, at that time what will happen? Basically it will go and it will find that what is the use of printf, what is its work, how it will work, but there is no definition of it. Fine. So it will give you the error that printf is not defined. Fine. So this is basically the use of header files, which contains the inbuilt function, that is the declaration and definition of that. The other word I can use for the declaration is prototype, that is the basic things like its return type, number of parameters and all this. Fine. So the header file contains what? It contains the prototype of the function as well as the definition of the function. Definition of the function means the code which is written inside the function. Got it? Fine. Now move to our next question, which is what? Which is the syntax error. Fine. Error is what? That you come to know at that compile time. There are two types of error. One is compile time error, the other one is runtime error. Fine. So syntax error means what? Suppose we know there is something called printf. Okay. If I write only print, So this is what? Print is not a function in C. So this is what? Wrong syntax. So it is syntax error. Okay. C knows this int. If I write int, we all know C is a case sensitive language. Fine. So if I write this int in place of this int, again this is not a proper syntax. So all these things are what? They are called syntax error. There is nothing logical error in this. Right? They are what? They are nothing but we can say that you are not following the particular grammar, the proper words of the language. At that time it is called nothing but the syntax error. Got it? Fine. Now come to the next question, which is what? What is the difference between variable and constant? As we discussed earlier, variable is what? Nothing but a container whose value can change time by time. Fine. So both the variable and constant are what? That are the containers. Okay. This is like a container A and this is like a container B. So I am telling that A is what? A is variable. I am making A as a variable while I am making B as a constant. Okay. So this is what this variable is like, the pen which contains the refill. So once the refill is finished, or if I want to change the refill anytime, I can change it refill. Fine. That is the outer cover of the pen is what? It is a variable, and the refill is what? It is its content. So in the normal pen we can change the refill. So it is the variable. Now there are some pens which are what? Which are just use and throw. Right, that is they contain some value and which is fixed, that you cannot change that value. The value, that is its contents, are set once that particular pens are created. Fine. So that is what? That is nothing but the constant. Fine. Okay. Now come to the next question. We use something like void main. Some people use void main as a main function. Some use int main. Both are perfectly fine. Okay. Both does not have any issue. So, it is compulsory that when you are creating a function, this is the function, you are supposed to add a return type before it. Okay. That which type of value that particular function is going to return. Fine. So if I want that my function will do only some calculations and just show the output, we are not getting any value back from the function. Okay, or we are not supposed to return anything from the function. Its work is just to do some calculation and show it on the output screen only. At that time what we want? We does not want to return anything from that function. But there is a thing that we need to put some return type before the function. So void comes in the picture at this time. Okay. So void is what? It is nothing but a return type which is basically shows the compiler or tell to the compiler that this particular function will not going to return anything. Got it? Fine. Now come to the next question, which is what are nested loop? Nested loop are nothing. Suppose I am writing this for loop for I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to 5 and I plus plus. Okay. So this is the body of this for loop. So inside the body of this for loop, suppose if I write again another loop that is for j equal to 1, j is less than equal to 5, j plus plus. Fine. So this for loop is what? This is inside another loop. Okay. So this type of things are called what? Nested. Okay. So this one is nothing but this is nested for loop. Okay. Got it? Fine. Now come to the next question. Yeah, very simple. This question is very simple but an important one, that what is the difference between this equal to sign and double equal to sign. Okay. This equal sign is nothing but it is what? It is a mathematical operator. Okay. This is what? This is a mathematical operator. Means if I write a is equal to 5, it will simply assign the value 5 to a as it performs in mathematics. Fine. While if I write a is double equal to 5, at that time this operator is what? This is comparison operator. What is this? This is comparison operator, comparison operator means it will compare the value of left hand side and the value of right hand side. If both the values of same, then it will return true. If both the values are not same, then it will return false. Okay, so when you want to compare any value, at that time you will use double equal sign. If you want to assign any value, at that time you will use single equal to. Fine. Now the next question is, what is plus plus and minus minus operator? Okay, so this one is nothing but this is called what? Increment operator, where this one is called what? Decrement operator. Okay, if I write a plus plus, okay, suppose the value of a is 10 and I write a plus plus. You know, there is nothing big in that. A plus plus simply meaning is equal to a plus 1. Means what it will do, it will add 1 to the previous value of a and assign the next value to a itself. That is, a is equal to 10 plus 1. So a is equal to 11. So after this step, if you want to use the a, its value will be what? 11. Fine. Similarly, if a is equal to 10 and I write a minus minus, so at that time it means is simply a is equal to a minus 1. Fine. So a is equal to 10 minus 1. So a is equal to 9. So a minus minus will do what? Nothing but it will decrease the value of a by 1. That's why it is called decrement operator. Got it? Yeah. Now two basic questions basically. What is keyword? Keywords are nothing but the words that are reserved by the programming language. Okay, like when someone create a C language, okay, like at a time when Mr. Rich is creating the language C, at that time he uses some words like int, float, void, right? So this type of words are what? These are the words which have some special meaning in the particular programming language or in our C programming language. So these words contains what? Called what? These are called keywords, means the words which are reserved by the language and that have some special meaning assigned to them. Okay, and you cannot use keyword as an identifier. What is identifier? Identifier is nothing but this name. Okay, the name of any variable or anything, the name of a function, any variable or anything is called identifier, means by which you can identify a particular thing. So what is this? That you cannot use any keyword as an identifier. Like I cannot declare any variable with the name int or any variable with the name float. Fine. So this is the basic thing. Now sometimes people wrote in this way that a plus equal 5. So someone can ask you that what is the meaning of this. So it is nothing. It is just a short form for a is equal to a plus 5. Okay. If I write a minus equal 5, so a is equal to a minus 5. Fine. So these are the some basic questions that are asked during the C interview or the internal vivas and all. Hope you like it. If you like it, please like my channel, subscribe it. Thank you. Bye bye.